In the cold of November, at 5:17 a.m., a thin veil of fog hangs over the streets of Elkins Park, Pennsylvania. You stand at 920 Spring Avenue, and before you is a body of Indiana limestone that was once called a home, though in truth it was an empire. The air carries the scent of wet earth, old leaves, and the metallic tang of a rusted iron fence, blending into a peculiar kind of perfume. Somewhere in the distance, a dull hum of the highway. Right beneath your feet, crushed gravel crunches. Then, suddenly, the gate creaks softly, like the bones of an old story shifting. You switch on your torch. Its beam cuts inward, illuminating a marble hall that once shone like a palace, but now lies buried in dust and damp. You reach out. The marble is cold, lifeless, slightly wet, as if time itself had pressed its finger and whispered, "Now you belong to me." This house is Lynnewood Hall, 110 rooms, 109,848 square feet, 268 feet long, and 215 feet deep, and all of it built by a man who once worked as a butcher in the markets of Philadelphia. Then there's that number, the one that turns a person's soul into an accountant. The cost to build this palace was $8 million, and in today's terms, roughly $310 million. Yet this American Versailles, with a ballroom fit for 1,000 guests, an art gallery, wine cellars, a swimming pool, and its own power plant, was sold on June 27, 2023, for just $9 million. A commercial indignity, not of the building, but of the name. You wonder how. How could something that once ruled the city's bread, rails, and lights now be so cheap, so silent? The answer is not inside the building. The answer is in the ocean. The answer is in a night. The answer is hidden in the whiteness of an iceberg. Standing here, you understand, some houses are not built for people. Some are built for names. And when the name shatters, the house remains only stone. Your torch sweeps across a wall, the mark of an old frame, a ghost where a painting once hung. Once, Raphael, Rembrandt, Van Dyck's priceless visions grace these walls. Once, silk and velvet scents, cigar smoke, and champagne's tart sweetness fill the air. Today, dust, damp, emptiness. And then a thought. If this palace is an end, where did it begin? If this iron gate still stands to hold someone back, what did it once protect? Step back, far back, to a place where there was no marble, only the butcher's block, only the smell of blood, only a boy's dream. November 13th, 1834, Philadelphia. The air smells of coal smoke, horses, and raw ambition. Peter Arrell Brown Widener is born, not in a castle, nor under a family crest. He is the son of poor parents, beginning his career as a butcher. Imagine the early mornings at Spring Garden Market, the rhythmic chopping of cleavers on wooden counters, the metallic scent of warm blood, steam rising in cold air. Peter's hands grow swift, but his eyes sharper. He isn't just cutting meat, he's reading the city. He senses politics in people's words. He understands Philadelphia's problem is not only wages, it's movement. Transport. Where there is movement, there is money. Time turns. Civil War era. His obituary notes he began as a butcher and then moved into politics, mastering traction. He enters the city's power circles. In 1873, Philadelphia's city treasurer scandal creates an opening, a door in politics that opens not to money, but to timely presence. Then comes his partnership, William L. Elkins. Capital on one side, the city map in their minds. Together, they consolidate Philadelphia's street railways, horse cars to cable, then electricity. You can almost hear the clang of trolleys, steel wheels screaming, overhead wires buzzing. The city pulses with electricity, and so does Widener's empire. By modern calculation, his wealth, estimated at around $35 million in 1915, equals roughly $1.127 billion today. Yet even wealth this vast doesn't just buy things, it bargains with time. It tries to cheat death. Marble can be bought, but a story cannot. Stories are made by people, and people break. Widener's life holds love and domestic pain. He marries Josephine Dunton in 1858. They lose a son in childhood, then his wife around 1896. When the heart of the house is gone, a man does one of two things: breaks or builds more. Widener builds more. From this pain, Lynnewood Hall is conceived, not merely to live in, but to bind the name. A house to keep the family together. A house to declare, I am not a butcher, I am a builder. Architect Horace Trumbauer designs it. Construction begins in 1897, completed in 1899. Indiana limestone, 109,848 square feet. Dimensions 268 feet by 215 feet. Cost $8 million. Grand opening December 19th, 1899. Imagine the labor. Limestone blocks arriving by rail car. The smell of mortar, fresh cut stone dust, workers' cold hands, steel frames chilling under the winter sky. All under Widener's vision. Moving not the city, but the family. In the Gilded Age, wealth was not modest, it was display. People wrote their success in stone, like gold-letter diaries. Gala night, December 19th, 1899. 400 guests, music, crystal, perfume, roses, velvet drapes, marble halls, echoing footsteps. Widener, at life's peak, tells himself this building is permanent. Yet fate laughs silently. Remember the iceberg? April 1912, RMS Titanic. Widener's son George and grandson Harry perish in the sinking. The grief stamps itself on Widener's body. Old age and deep sorrow, a contributing cause to his death years later. The man who controlled trolleys and corporate boards could not control the ice. Marble can be bought, but not the North Atlantic night. After Titanic, Widener reportedly grows quieter. He gives to charity, Widener Home for Crippled Children, Harvard Library, memorials. Memorials are bargains. I will remember you. Stop breaking me. Grief ignores bargains. November 6th, 1915. Widener dies at Lynnewood Hall at age 80. His will ensures the estate remains intact for 70 years. Art collections controlled. Income only rules, attempting to bind the family to the name. Yet families are not rail networks. They cannot be contained. Time dissolves all. After 1915, Lynnewood Hall's ownership shifts. Parts sold, seminary acquired, then church, then decades of decay. Systems fail. No heat, AC, water, or fire suppression. Outdated electricity. Full restoration estimated near 100 million, with annual upkeep around 1 million. Court battles over tax exemption, zoning, use. The house, once perfected by law, is now defined by law. Then, a modern phase. June 27th, 2023, Lynnewood Hall Preservation Foundation completes purchase for $9 million. Restoration plans emerge. Education, inspiration, recreation. No single villain, just layers of economy, ideology, mission, and fear. Marble cannot console, only echo remains. Take a room-by-room tour. Exterior. Indiana limestone, neoclassical symmetry. Great hall. Marble cold underfoot, footsteps echoing. Art gallery. Widener's heart. Masterpieces collected to build identity, not vanity. Ballroom. Space for triumph. Now empty, mocking joy. Indoor pool, wine cellars, private power plant, servant tunnels. All statements of control, autonomy, and vision. The title, The Estate That Ended a Legendary Family Name, is philosophical. The estate did not destroy the family. It tried to bind it. When the family could not be bound, the estate became evidence. Every generation interprets the house differently. Fortress, museum, campus, disputed mission, haunted symbol, public art and skill center. The estate is a mirror, reflecting the true weight of a name. Widener lives on in libraries and collections, but Lynnewood Hall shows. Wealth can build, but cannot preserve life or legacy. Now back to the opening scene. Dawn, 5:17 a.m. Fog, torchlight. You stand in the corner of the Van Dyke Gallery. Peter A.B. Widener's fortune, $35 million, $1.127 billion today. He built an $8 million mansion, $310 million today. Sold for $9 million in the modern era. Numbers have lost their meaning. But then a new meaning emerges. Beyond numbers, see the person. Widener moved a city, Modernized transit brought art to America, built libraries. From butcher to magnate, an American paradox of labor, power, charity, and control. And finally, the truest form of legacy is movement. Philadelphia's streets still echo the story of trolleys and rails. Widener's real palace lives in the veins of the city. You switch off the torch. Darkness returns to the hall. Your own breath, in, out, becomes the loudest living sound in the empty mansion. And the closing line, echoing the opening, he carved his name into stone. But to keep a name alive, a person must live through time.